WMVP. Well, who else could it be? Number one, Jalen Hurts, 152 yards passing, rating of 94.2, 2 rushing touchdowns. Thought he should have had a tush-push touchdown and a passing touchdown. He really would have had a good one.
You like that rating, don't you?
By the way, this might be greater than the Super Bowl MVP, getting this MVP, don't you think? Oh, maybe not. Here's Jalen Hurts.
I think the offense performed tonight.
I think more so specifically to the team, I go back to discipline and focus. That's what it comes down to when you're playing this game. And when you come into the first game, you worry about the little details, the things and situations you may have not felt in a long time, getting hit, protecting the ball, communication, intense environment. And so I think as a whole team, I think it's just a matter of taking our discipline to another level and our focus to another level, and then playing together and staying banded together and being able to control the things that we can control.
On that note, when you talk about discipline, as a captain of the team, you talk to Jalen Carter about the incident. Is that what you're referring to when you talk about discipline? I'm
referring to the team, not just one individual. I have had a conversation with him, and, we're on the same page. And so, I know what type of player he is. Everybody knows what type of player he is, and, something that we all can learn from.
John, you had to use discipline issues and focus issues. How do you handle that as one of the leaders of the team?
Like I just said, being diligent with it, at the same time, there's a sense of accountability and everything, and I know he's done that, and so it's just something that we all can learn from, right? It's only you're a wise man will make a mistake and not look back on it and learn from it. An unwise man. So you got to look at those things and be able to take something away from it, and we will.
You used your legs effectively a lot early on, especially in the red zone. What led to that?
I mean, they kind of just happens. Kind of happened throughout the game. Did a really good job in pass game and matching certain concepts, and so great job by them. And obviously have a new defensive coordinator from past over the years, and so he's in the division. It'll be a challenge, going against him for the games and years to come.
Were they doing anything to take AJ or Devontae away from you?
I wouldn't say so. I think they were just doing a really good job of matching things in coverage, and there's some things we got to be better at, and great job by him staying patient and in the big moment, right, making a play. Most important play of the game in my eyes, and then we're able to get ourselves in a position to convert that third down and wind down the clock. So great play by him.
Was that a delayed draw on that conversion to kind of seal it there? Was that a delayed draw? Was that the call at the time?
No, it wasn't.
You get to Dotson. What'd you see going into that? What led to that? What'd you see?
Well, he ran a great route, showed and had an opportunity to make a play, and I don't know that he even saw the ball, but he did a great job of tracking it very late. Great connection there.
How did the operation go between you and Kevin Petullo? What stood out?
Well, it's I think it was good. I think there's going to be things we want to do and want to talk over, and kind of trust our instinct with certain things. So first games, like I said, there's so much unknown, but you got to be able to be not on the reactive side of things, more so, proactive and being able to play smart ball and put yourself in advantageous positions. And so happy for him to come out here and get his first win as an offensive coordinator. I know he's waited a long time for this opportunity, and we just want to keep building. I know we're all hungry for that.
You ever been part of a game that was suspended due to weather, and how do you stay sharp when you get pulled off the field for about 40 minutes?
It's been a long time since something like that has happened, probably going back to high school. But, when you look back on it, it's just about maintaining the championship level focus. And as I look back on it now, I don't even remember it happening. And so that's the type of focus that we all have to have and has to ooze through to continue to do that. And we did that. We would love to come back and, go up by two scores. We didn't, but we played team ball. That team played together. And, we're very disruptive on defense in that second half. So that's a great job by them.
Are you getting?
Jalen Hurts, here's the Hyundai drive of the game. We'll talk more about Jalen coming up. And the drive of the game was the third touchdown drive going into the half. And 8 plays, 51 yards, 81 yards. Saquon Barkley, 10-yard touchdown run, but there was also that pass to Jahan Dotson, a 51-yarder that set up that run. Beautiful pass, kind of reminded me of that dagger throw, as Jalen Hurts called it in the
Great
Super
throw,
Bowl.
great job.
Just
finding that
threw
ball.
it out there. It was beautiful.
Jahan's done that all summer. He had a great summer.
Yeah, he did.
Caught everything. I never saw the ball on the ground. He's so much farther along than last year when he just got here late. Didn't really know the offense. He's gonna be a problem this year. And look, he's not going to be their leading receiver very often, but he can make plays.
But when he starts to get the ball, that's a good sign that Jalen Hurts is starting to progress, right? When that third receiver is starting to get in the ball, you start to realize, the quarterback understands, okay, A.J. Brown's not opening this, or the defense is dictating me to go to his side of the field and deliver the ball. So that's a good sign for us going forward.
Yeah, trust issues there.
Trust. Yeah. I kind of thought in the playoffs in the Super Bowl, he wasn't the third receiver. He may have been, but I thought he started to get way more looks in the playoffs than he ever had.
Coverage dictated that.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, teams are like, all right, then we're not going to let AJ or Smitty beat us. We're going to let somebody else beat us. You know, maybe it'll be Dallas Goddard. But it's turning out to be Dotson, and Dotson's showing the ability to go out there and really make plays, you know. I mean, there wasn't even really great separation, but he was go out there and just make the play, and that's just trust that Jalen has in him now.
You can't throw the ball better than that.
Right.
Yeah. on that post, Josh.
Your thoughts?
You're not going to make a living throwing the ball in double coverage. So if you're going to double AJ, you're going to double Devontae, someone's getting single coverage. So you got to trust that player's going to win. That's where you go with the football.
2-point conversion presented by Bradford White Water Heaters. These are items that Reuben thought would play into the outcome of the game. Number 1, new look secondary against Dak Prescott, Rube.
Yeah, made some plays early. I thought overall they did a nice job, but Dory Jackson really struggled. I'd like to see some more Jacorian Bennett in there at that second outside corner spot. But all in all, Makuba played a lot. Sidney got banged up a little bit. So you had some new pieces in there, and they held up well, especially in the second half.
And number 2, the debut of Kevin Patullo, the new offensive coordinator, though not new guy.
Some good, some bad. I thought, at times early on he got the offense into a rhythm. Like to see him be more aggressive down the field. Maybe involve some more different people. Will Shipley made some plays. Like to see him maybe mixed in. He had 20-yard catch, 20-yard run. Maybe see him mixed in a little bit more. I thought Kevin did a nice job overall, but there's room for growth, certainly.
Did we hear
Shipley
anything
did
about
get
him?
hurt. He got dinged up a little bit.
Did he come back in after the game? I didn't see him after that.
I don't know.
No, A.J. Dillon was playing.
It was all A.J. Dillon. He did not. Here is head coach Nick Sirianni on tonight's game.
You address the Jalen Carter situation, talk to him.
Yeah, obviously we had some personal fouls today. I want these guys to play with great energy, great tenacity, while doing it within the rules of the game. So we'll address that. We talked about that obviously at halftime because I felt like, that's a really good offense, and every one of their drives in that first half that resulted in points were all penalties. And now, a PI. Which that's different. That's in the heat of the game. Those are going to happen. But I know we had one with Nolan and one with JC, and that creates short fields for an offense. Again, we want to be there. We want to have great, like I said, energy, tenacity, all those different things. But we got to do it within the rules of the game. And we'll address that. We'll go through that. But we got to get better in that scenario because we need that guy on the field. He's a really good player.
Specifically is your response to Jalen's behavior on that?
Yeah, I'm going to keep all our conversations and all my disciplinary things in-house, but we got to do it. We have to fix it as coaches.
Is this something where you might take disciplinary action against Jalen?
Again, I will keep everything in-house, and we will. You won't ever get that from me. Everything will always be handled in-house, just like private conversations that I have with players. None of that will ever be out to you guys. I'm sorry.
So what do you think you can do to keep Jalen from doing this? I mean, he's had a history of he's got 2 fights last year. You know, he seems to have a habit, and he doesn't seem to be able to control himself when provoked. Is there anything you can do to stop him?
Yeah, like I said, everything that we do is going to be held in-house. Again, he knows, and we needed him out there today, and he wasn't out there against a really good offense. I was really proud of the way the guys stepped up and played. You know, to give up 20 points against a really good team, a really good offense. I think, again, they got good offensive line. Dak Prescott's a really good quarterback. 2 really good wide receivers, a really good tight end, 2 running backs that can make plays with the football. I thought BY came in and had that strip, which was huge. Again, goes back to when we win the turnover battle, good things happen for us as a team. And we talked about that at halftime, and then the other halftime that we had that, because I know Coach Eberflus does a really good job of preaching, coming after the football, and I thought they had some good strip attempts, and our guys did a good job of carrying it, and we got the one out, which was all the difference in the game, in my opinion. And, I thought Jordan got some good pressures. Morrow, I'll have to watch the tape there, but I know he played stout in there. Gabe Hall came in and gave us some good reps, but we need Jalen Carter on the field. And like I said, we'll keep everything in-house, but we have to get all these things corrected. As a whole, as you guys know, I want them. You see how I coach with emotion, and I want them to play with emotion, and that's what I kind of say all the time is. But you have to do it within the rules of the game, because we need everybody out there to help us be successful.
How do you think Kevin handled his first game as offensive coordinator?
Man, I mean the first half, right? I think what you saw. First half, 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns. So obviously a really good start. Can't start much better than that. I thought he called it really well. Again, the communication. Kevin and I have been together long enough, and through all these things where the communication was great. We did what I wanted us to do in certain situations, in game management situations, as far as run, pass, or set up, or whatever that is. Kevin's calling it, but obviously we talked through a lot of those things, and we were on the same page there, and I thought he did a good job. I think both offenses struggled a little bit coming off the long break, and the defenses kind of stepped up, and on both sides of the football, there wasn't any scoring after 4:44 left on the clock when the clock stopped. So, we'll go back and look at that, but I think Kevin did a really nice job of, calling the game the way the game needed to be called today. But again, you have to go back and look at the tape and reevaluate everything. But I got a lot of confidence in Kevin and the job that he does.
It is an often that A.J. Brown goes that.
It was a mistake that happened on my side, and it just won't happen again. I feel bad for just my teammates and the fans out there. I'm doing it for them. I'm doing it for my family also. But the fans, they show the most love. You heard them out there today. Just not being able to start the game, even finish the game is just me up. But we're gonna get it better. It won't happen again. Yeah, can we? I can make that promise.
Just give him a little bit of room.
There's some footage later that showed that Dak may have done something first. Do you feel like he precipitated it? A little bit of room.
No, I don't try to do nothing out of the ordinary. Anything that I feel like I have done something back is provoked. But if it's something out there, y'all see it, we'll go off that.
Yes.
How amped were you to play this game?
So,
how amped were you to play this game?
Super amped. Just to get back. We don't play preseason, so we don't get no warm-ups to hit other opponents. And I was so ready, but things went how I went. We just go focus on next weekend, getting better at what we are watching film and getting better.
Jalen, when it happened, did you realize that you were going to get tossed from the game?
I heard the refs talking, and then I heard them say, this is a tossable offense or something like that, and that's when I knew.
Did you have a conversation with Nick, and if so, what kind of message did he relay to you?
I didn't have a conversation yet. I know we're going to have that conversation. They had to focus on the game still. I don't want to distract them from the game, I came in, I talked to the D-line, told them what I was seeing while I was watching the game inside. That's all.
What was it like watching the rest of the game?
It was intense for me. I wanted to be out there with the guys so bad, and just the support and help, even just standing on the sideline. But things went how I went. We just got to move on. Nah, I've made a promise to them boys. It won't happen again.
We'll do a couple more.
Are you worried you might be suspended?
So,
Are you worried you might be suspended?
if I get, that text or that call and by that conversation, then we'll handle it as then.
Jalen, when it happened, were you like in a fit of rage, or what was your
Nah,
emotion?
I was calm. I walked off the field calmly. I was not mad. That's pretty much, I couldn't really do nothing else. The ref decision is the ref decision on the situation.
You said you weren't. Last one, please. Did Dak say anything, or was there anything that just made you walk over?
I don't know. When things started to come out and you start seeing things, then we can go off that. But I don't got nothing to say about it. I'm just trying to make sure the team's straight.
I probably spit 1,000 times throughout the game. Especially game day, maybe even in general, and something I guess I'm not proud of. But in that case, he was trolling, I guess you could say, trying to mess with Tyler Booker. I was just looking at him. I was right here by the two linemen, and guess I needed to spit, and I wasn't going to spit on my lineman, and I just spit ahead. But I would say he was back there where Jory was in that sense, and he asked, or he goes, "You trying to spit on me?" And at that point, I felt like he was insulting me. I wouldn't spit on somebody. I'm damn sure not trying to spit on you. We're about to play a game. I'm wondering why you're trying to mess with the rookie. And so when I stepped through, I actually said the words what the hell would I, excuse me, but I'm probably even more colorful. What would I need to spit on you for? And he just spit on me in that moment. And it was more of a surprise than anything. Refs obviously saw it through the flag. I was like, hell yeah, we get 15 yards to start the game off. Didn't realize he was getting ejected. Unfortunate that he did. Hell of a player. Changed our plan and our blocking scheme. As I've told you all right before the week, that we're going to protect against him. So helped in that manner. But I don't wish for anybody to get out of the game. I'm sure he probably regrets that to some extent. I'm pretty sure he knows I didn't try to spit on him or wasn't even aiming to spit on him. So something that's probably going to get a lot of coverage and a lot of attention that feel sorry for him in the sense of yeah, I know how excited each and every one of us are, right, to kick off the season and the season opener, and hell of a player like that doesn't even get a chance in the first play. Yeah, unfortunate circumstances.
How did you keep your composure in that situation? You saw you just motion to the ref like you see.
Yeah, I was more surprised. Honestly, it hit me more on my shirt of my collar, I guess, than straight skin, and thankfully. But yeah, I was just more surprised. Like I said, I was insulted that he even thought I tried to spit on him. So for him to react and spit, I'm sure it's not something he's proud of.
He then went on to say he would never wash that shirt again. Barrett, when you look at this,
probably on eBay by now.
Barrett,
stop lying, man. Stop lying. That's some BS. Stop lying, man. You did that because while you smiled, when you stepped back, you smiled. Come on, man. You baited him. You won. Hey, kudos to you. Just like you said, they changed the whole game plan because he was going to wreck shop. And because of that, my bold prediction didn't go through because that means everybody could block one-on-one.
That's what
just to let you know. But hey, no,
all about the bold prediction.
Yeah, he did. He spit towards him. Yes, he did spit towards him. Looked him straight in his eyes, spit towards him, and then smiled and giggled a little bit, stepped back. He got us. We still won, no punk.
Barry spits 1,000 times a day.
No, he ain't spit no 1,000. I ain't seen him spit his whole damn career. It's a lie, man. He's just lying, man. Stop lying, man.
Jaws, I know you used to do a lot of that when you played, right? You lean through your lineman's shoulder.
I was a big instigator,
Yeah, you used to do that.
What, did you
LT
snuff
come
or
up,
something?
boom.
You don't shoot snuff.
I did not want to agitate LT, trust me. I wouldn't spit at LT.
Maybe it's back up.
When he turned his back, I'll be spitting.
I didn't want him to know I'm there. I don't want to see him.
Who would have thought 2 weeks ago that Jalen Carter and Micah Parsons, the two best defensive players, maybe in the league, neither one would be in this game?
Yeah.
Wow.
But the Eagles get Jalen Carter back. Cowboys don't get Micah.
Right.
Yeah.